Here are 3 good reasons why you as a millennial need to tackle your estate planning. I'm Taylor Kaspar, owner and managing attorney of Legacy Estate Planning, where we help parents and busy professionals identify problem spots in their finances so they can create opportunities to grow wealth and secure the legacy they truly deserve. So here are 3 good reasons why you as a millennial need to tackle your estate planning. Number 1, you have kids. If you're a millennial, it's likely that if you're going to have kids, you've started that process at this point in time. Even if you haven't started that process at this point in time, you might have some kids in the future. If you do have kids right now, estate planning is vitally crucial for making sure that your kids would be well taken care of if something were to happen to you. So first and foremost, maybe I should back up and help you identify a little bit about what estate planning is. Estate planning is that process of making sure you have a plan for what happens to your people and your stuff if you die or get too sick or incapacitated to take care of your people and your stuff yourself. So the number one reason, if you have kids, that's that process of making sure that your kids would be well cared for no matter what. That's going to include identifying who would raise your children if you couldn't raise them for yourself. It would be identifying what values and systems for raising them you want to be put into place. It's also going to help you identify how you communicate to the people who may be your guardians, the lifestyle and the standard to which you want your children raised. It might even entail identifying where you can allocate some funds or some money to the guardians that would raise your children if you're not here and able to raise them yourself. There is a little bit of lifetime raising of the kids, some temporary guardianship issues that we'll discuss a little bit later on. But right now, I want you to stick with that reason number 1 for the kids, making sure you know who will raise them, how they will be raised, where the assets for raising them will come from, and just making sure that your children have the best possible upbringing and best possible outcomes if something were to happen to you. Reason number 2 is, as a millennial, and this is no shade to anybody watching this video, I'm a millennial too. It's not uncommon that this generation has no clue whatsoever about their overall financial picture. I wish we were all better, but they didn't teach personal finance to us when we were in middle school and high school. That means a lot of millennials walking around don't know if they have the proper levels of life insurance, disability insurance for their jobs. A lot of millennials don't have a good budget and debt structure. We were raised by boomers, so we are a generation that for a lot of us were afforded a pretty nice middle class lifestyle. And so because the boomer generation was a generation known for its prosperity, and so a lot of us were raised in a certain lifestyle that we continue to lead when the economy may not be telling us that we should be leading that lifestyle. So it's not uncommon. There's lots of it out there of not knowing the overall financial picture, which is really, really important. The budgeting. We also are a generation that's dealing with high debt loads. When we talk about student loan debt, we also have to tackle this housing market and the economy that we're in, all while adulting with children. So doing your estate planning is going to create a situation where a lot of things will be illuminated for you, because as you get through the process of your planning, you're going to be asked to identify what you own, what you owe, how you want to grow your money, the things that you want to do to leave that legacy that you're probably looking for, or the things that you want to do to be able to retire before you're 75. So doing your estate planning is going to shine a light on all of those things and allow for you, once the light has been shined on them, to make some decisions about what you want things to look like going forward, including maybe the ability to send kids to college, the ability to pay off your own loans and debts, and so much more. The third reason millennials want to do estate planning is because it actually makes your lifetime so much easier. Estate planning is something where people are like thinking about death and dying. There's more to estate planning than when you die. There's that lifetime component of it that we've been talking about already today, right? Like identifying your assets, making sure the values for your kids are communicated and ascertained. But then there's also the lifetime, what if something happens to you? Not everybody under 65 is going to die anytime soon. In fact, it's probably actually more likely that we would be temporarily incapacitated by reason of an accident, an illness, or something like that, and just need some help in the short term. If you do your estate planning now, you can identify a person who would manage things for you in the short term if you couldn't manage them for yourselves. Or if you're a millennial like me who was raised by boomer parents, they're still living our lives and we're all still incredibly codependent. So it's really there and helpful if you're a person like me who has to sometimes call mom and dad to run down to the bank and get a check and deposit it into my personal bank account because I'm out of town and I can't handle it for myself. So it really does simplify a lot of things about your life. It's also going to help you if you ever travel out of town for work or otherwise on vacation without your children, because you'll be able to give legal authority to someone to take care of your children, manage their medical, their school, anything like that if you're gone for a couple of days or even a few weeks. And so having your estate planning done is really going to smooth out the lifetime aspects of giving authority to another person if you need them to have it, because you need them to help you out. So I hope you've now realized that estate planning isn't just for old people. It's not just for our boomer parents. It's for all of us. And if you found value in this video, I hope that you like it and turn on notifications. And then of course, subscribe to my channel so you never miss an update from me.